Yemen, the poorest nation in the Arab world, has become the focus of a new regional war after a Shiite rebellion calling itself the Houthis drove President Abed Rabu Mansour Hadi to flee to Saudi Arabia. The Saudis this week began bombing Yemen as part of their Operation Decisive Storm. If the name of the operation is reminiscent of a U.S. military campaign, it's because the U.S. is working closely with its Saudi allies in planning and logistics. At least 25 people have died so far in Yemen from the bombings. Saudi Arabia's main worry is the expansion of Iranian influence. Iran's Shia leadership is suspected of supporting the Houthi rebellion. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani condemned the military intervention, even as Houthi spokespeople denied Iranian support. To make matters more complicated, the Houthis are supporting Ahmed Ali Abdullah Saleh, the son of Yemen's former dictator, who was deposed by the Arab Spring Revolution as a new potential leader. My guest is Stephen Zunes. He's a professor of politics and international relations at the University of San Francisco, where he directs a program in Middle Eastern studies. Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
Well, the situation is extremely complex. Let's start with what the Houthis plan for Yemen. They've taken control of the capital, Sana'a, and they're controlling large swaths of Yemen's population centers. If left to their own devices, are they planning on holding elections, taking control of the democratic process, or are they simply hoping to reinstate a dictatorship?
It's hard to say. They are a historically oppressed minority, at least in recent decades. They took up arms initially to challenge the authoritarian Saleh regime and their efforts to consolidate control in their area in the north. But they've gone well beyond their initial rebellions, defending their tribal areas, to actually move in and take over the capital of Sana'a, effectively deposing the president, and then advancing south into areas where they and their co-religionists had not historically been. A number of people who were once sympathetic to some of their initial grievances are concerned, that they've gone well beyond that, and it may indeed be in league with the former dictator that they used to oppose. Personally, I think the charges of Iranian intervention are exaggerated. There are unconfirmed reports that some arms have been shipped via Iran, but as we've seen in the case of Bahrain, when that broad-based pro-democracy movement, nonviolent pro-democracy struggle was condemned as an Iranian plot, the Saudis and others, have this tendency to define Iranian conspiracies where there aren't any. But in any case, I think their strength comes not that they have a majority support, they are a minority, but because those that oppose them are so divided, and because the Hadi government has so little credibility.